Make Skate 4 already. It was a bestseller. Why would you not make another? Make the game before I sue!
Look at this. You know, it's very stylistic. I get some games go this route. This is not Skate.
So what about the shop? That's the thing that's going to keep this game alive or kill it. So I had a look at this on Steam and it was about £40. So if you're buying this Founders Deluxe pack, you're essentially purchasing the game.
I played it for 2 hours last night, and I think, above all else, the game is just malnourished. Like, there's not a whole lot to do in it.
Challenges spread throughout the map. And so far, from what I can tell, there is no competitive aspect to this game. In the old games used to have skate. Death races are also nowhere to be seen in any of the gameplay.
Even by early access standards, this feels really early. I do hate the art style though. I'll tell you that much. I do not like the way the game looks.
I hate to inform my audience this terrible truth, but no, I do not want to play with kids in a corporate-friendly free-to-play game. I wanted Skate 4. I wanted to see my favorite pros do terrible voice acting. I wanted to explore the map unconnected and unbothered. I wanted to just play the damn whole ass game.
This is the most divided I've ever felt when it comes to loving a game. It gave me everything I wanted.
Bro, that's funny. Isn't this tower got like a big ass ramp on the side?
Yeah, I'm trying to get to the top. I really want to hit that ramp.
I did it! That is so f***ing odd.
Friendly. They didn't even have a Hall of Meat because it's not child friendly.
That's the corniest shit ever. Why would they make Skate 3 and then make Skate more
because money,
child
bro.
friendly?
Money.
What a bunch of useless f***.
I'm climbing a different tower, by the way, guys.
We do not care, you bitch.
This one you can actually do stuff on? Asshole.
And everything I feared. And I'd like to talk about it. Saying the EA Skate series was a childhood staple for me would be a massive understatement. It wasn't just a game I played, it was a benchmark in my life. It introduced me to skateboarding games, and honestly to skateboarding culture as a whole. Skate didn't just capture a fan base, it created one, a fan base so dedicated it spilled over into every other skateboarding game that followed. Session, Skater XL, they all lived in Skate's shadow. Every new release got the same questions: is this the new Skate 4, or is this better than a potential Skate 4? People were really clinging onto this dream that if Skate 4 never happened, maybe one of these games would take its place. But then, one fateful day in 2020, this happened.
Thank you. So the moment is here. We finally get to say,
we're back. We're doing it. Skate's happening. We're rolling. We've secretly got together. It's the beginning. The skate evolution continues.
Skate 4 was finally on its way. Fast forward to 2025. Skate 4 is in early access and everyone's able to play it. I've actually been playing for about a year and a half because of the pre-alpha playtest. I even made some videos back then which aren't even up anymore. The point is, I've been playing this game a lot, both with friends and solo. And I mention that because those two different experiences can change a lot about what you think about this game. And I also want to get this out of the way. Doing research on Skate 4 is kind of a hell pit. Most videos fall into pretty two extreme sides when it comes to the quality of this game. You got side A, that is like, this game sucks, I hate it, I'm gonna commit a crime now. And then you got side B, that's like, this is the best game ever made. Mwah, I kissed it on his forehead. And while those are both extreme takes, they're also both completely valid, as everyone has different expectations when it comes to, video games. But for me, I'd very much rather have this video be a healthy conversation rather than me spoiling your thoughts on a game before you even really give it a chance. So with all that being said, let's get into what I love about Skate 4. Now let me get this out of the way. I know that this is technically not Skate 4, but Skate, a reboot for the EA Skate series, but to me, it will always be Skate 4. Come on, it's the fourth entry in the Skate series. And honestly, I love this game. Sometimes. I love the flow of the skating, I love the social side of it, I love being able to get a couple of buddies to all try and do a specific challenge, or getting other people I know who have never even touched a skateboard to hop in for free. I love that aspect. I love that I can be realistic Najee Houston one second and Jesus Christ the next. There's a lot to love here, starting with the new features. One of the most advertised additions is the new parkour system, which I'll admit sounded painfully dumb to me at first. But now, after playing around with it, moving through San Amsterdam actually feels way smoother because of it. With Skate 2 being my favorite game in the series, going back to it and trying to get on my board or do any type of off-board traversal, it feels like shit compared to Skate 4. I'm a big fan of the addition of slappies, wallies, and endless trick variations. And the fact all of this is free, that's kind of insane no matter which way you look at it. The animations in Skate 4 are the best in the business right now. Tricks, grinds, even the smallest movements and details just feel better than they ever have and more responsive. The map itself is massive, and since the game is live service, new content will be probably getting added to it regularly. Within the current map though, there's tons of spots to skate, and I think it nails that balance between realistic setups and Tony Hawk style gaps. Full Circle deserves credit here. The gameplay alone feels like they had their finger right on the pulse of the skate community. But this is also where my love for the game stops. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy playing it, but when I put on my critical lens, there is a lot wrong here. It's kind of like Skater XL, you know, I love playing that game, but anyone who knows it also knows how fundamentally broken it is. And Skate 4 is walking that exact same line. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of just throwing out negativity. I get it, the people that work on these games are humans, and they've probably crunched an insane amount of hours to get this game functional, and the fact that any game is even out is a miracle. And if you enjoy this game, that's fine. These are just my complaints coming from a player that's been playing ever since, Skate 3 and Skate 2. And honestly, a release of frustration I've been feeling for the past 2 years, when I couldn't really talk about it. The problems I have aren't with the gameplay itself, but with the choices made around it. And my first question is, why did this take 5 years to make? The devs always said, we don't want to f it up.
Our big thing is don't f it up.
But if that was really the concern, why did you make it free to play? Wouldn't you at least listen to the guidance council you yourself hired?
So yeah, we found out that it was going to be free to play pretty early on in the Skate Player Council, and none of us were happy about it. It was probably, 2 or 3 years ago now. We were under an NDA, so we couldn't talk about it.
And that's kind of the point. The guidance council wasn't really there for guiding. From my perspective, it feels like a PR stunt, a way to advertise that this company cares for the fans. And while there's nothing wrong with a game being free, they probably knew that the choices they made when it came to the usage of microtransactions would piss a couple people off. So instead of being upfront about it, they dangled hype in front of a deprived fan base, only to drop the truth on us months later. And look, I get it, Full Circle, I really do. I'm not blaming you personally. You've got the EA overlords breathing down your neck in order to make a return on investment. But here's the thing, the most common defense I see about this game is it's free. And yeah, it is. But just because a game is free doesn't mean it's free from criticism. And unfortunately, that criticism will probably fall under a dev who never even agreed with the decisions that are being made at the top. Now, first issue, it's branded as a quote-unquote reboot. Translation, an excuse to include less content than its contemporaries. This takes form in Skate's live service model. First, they released a stripped down version and are now gonna drip feed content to us over time. The huge problem with that is the fact it doesn't only leave us waiting for months for features we used to have on day one, it also completely shifts focus towards cosmetics and microtransactions. At that point, is this even EA Skate? Because it feels less like a love letter to skaters and more like a way to keep you spending all of your money. In their older games, it actually felt like they cared about your time. But now they just don't give a shit. Whole core features are missing. Finger flips, story mode, keyframes, games of Skate. The mission structure in and of itself is a huge downgrade from Skate 3. Progression is painfully slow compared to Skate 3. And for fans who've been waiting over a decade, it feels like a slap in the face. And that's the real sting of it. To me, this game doesn't really feel like it was made for fans of the series. Maybe a little with the refined gameplay and parkour mechanics. It instead feels like it focuses on people who just don't know any better or have never experienced what the series used to be. I haven't even mentioned the questionable art style yet, which might not bother some players, but to me perfectly represents what this game has become. It portrays itself as a skateboarding game by skaters with the help of skate content creators, when in reality, it's a soulless, corporate excuse to take advantage of a star fan base for more money in their pockets. At times, the writing in this game is just so incredibly bad and it comes off incredibly corporate, being again a great allegory for this game. At times, a lot of in-game decisions feel like corporate-led ones rather than skater-led ones. And with the just mentioned art style and loot boxes and writing, it feels none the more obvious. Now that we've taken a step back, I want to wrap up my thoughts and give a message to you guys. While I definitely focus more on the negatives, that doesn't mean I don't enjoy the game. In fact, I will probably keep playing it after this video goes up. Yes, the YouTuber who just shit on it is playing it again. Who would have thunk it? But honestly, despite some questionable decisions, this game is fun and playing it with friends can make it even better. I just hope that maybe this game can do for a new generation what Skate 3 did for me. Introduce them to skateboarding in a meaningful way. And yeah, I roasted EA in full circle, but deep down, I still am rooting for this game. If it succeeds, it could be a huge W in the skateboarding community. That being said, I can't shake the feeling that this live service model wasn't a very good decision. With the popularity this game already has, I'm skeptical the community's feedback on microtransactions or progression will be taken seriously, which is a bummer. So here's my message. Be civil. People who make this game are humans. We all have natural disagreements, and that's okay. Disagree respectfully or agree to disagree. And most importantly, remember, this is a video game. The whole point is to have fun. I just came in here to analyze it from a critical perspective. If you're just having fun, then that's good. That's exactly what the game wants you to do, and that's amazing. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like or dislike. If you disagreed, leave it down in the comments below. I primarily make cinematic video essays, so if you enjoy this type of content, please subscribe, and I cannot wait to see y'all in the next one. Peace.